Welcome to today's webinar. Today's webinar, we are continuing the discussion of the last webinar that I conducted on methods. The people who have not attended the last webinar, no need to worry. It's available in the Naresh IT YouTube platform. You can check there. My last webinar for the method is available. You can go through it for a quick revision later after the webinar ends. Okay. So here in YouTube, just have to type Naresh IT Technologies. The page of Naresh IT Technologies came here. Now, in this, other faculty webinars are also present. You have to click on live. Under the lives here, this is the webinar that we conducted 1 month ago. This one. Meanwhile, I'll be sharing the link for this webinar which you have missed, and people who have already attended, it is good for them. Even if you have attended this webinar, the previous webinar, I'll have a quick revision on this webinar, which we had conducted last time, and then we'll continue with the remaining things. So I posted the link here on the chat. You can check, copy it, and save it somewhere. Now, today we are going to continue with methods with real-time application. See, sir, we know this methods chapter very well, sir. I know many people know about this method chapter, but do you guys know where do we use these methods in the real-time scenarios? That is my target here. Okay, and it's not only that I am going to cover this webinar with only the real-time application. I will enlist all the possible FAQ which can be asked. Okay, so the most frequently asked questions in the interviews, those will also be cleared here. All right. So in the last webinar, we had discussed what is a method, why do we need a method, then how do we declare a method, then how do we access a method. These are the main target of the last webinar, the previous webinar I had conducted. Now, for a quick revision, what is a method? As we all know, this method is a part of a program. So method is a part of a program which has a block in which we provide some logic, some business logic we provide, in which we provide business logic to perform some operation. So the operation, what kind of operation we'll be doing? Those things we discussed already. Okay. Now, why do we need a method? Obviously, the answer is there in what is a method. So we need a method to perform some operation. That's it. Very much simple. We need a method to perform some operation, and above to that, reuse the logic in the program. You don't have to rewrite the logic. Just call the method. That's enough. No need to write the logic. Then the next question, how do we declare a method? To declare a method, see, first of all, if you want to use the method must exist in your program. So you need to declare that method first. How will you declare the method? You need to follow a basic syntax where I said there will be the access modifier followed by there will be something called as non-access modifier. followed by which compulsory there must be a return type, which will decide what a type of value will be returned from the method, or whether the method will return any value or not. So access modifier, non-access modifier, return type, followed by which there was a method name. After then, a pair of parentheses was there inside which we provided the parameters. Then if you wish, you can throw some caught exceptions here, caught any kind of exception list. Exception list will not be discussing right now because as I said in the last session, if I'll start discussing about exception list, will not be in the methods, will be shifting towards exception handling. And for the exception handling in future, I'll be conducting one webinar. That time we'll discuss what is exception handling and all. What is the exception we can throw over here? What kind of exception allowed? What is not allowed? Which case we'll have to throw it? Which case we should not throw? All those discussions we'll do that in the next webinar when exception handling will come. Okay. Now, this is the body of the method. In this body, we provide our logic, which we want to reuse later. Okay. So later, what you have to just on you have to just only invoke the method. So now the question arises: how do we access a method? So to access a method, we need to call it. When we are accessing a method, it means obviously you have to call the method. But the question is always there that where we will call it. You have to call it from the main method. This is the theory portion we had discussed in detail in the last session. Next, apart from that, one more extra question was there. What are the different types of methods? So for this, a controversial question it is, I said. So here your approach should be method are, or let's say methods are categorized into different types based on different factors. So five different categories I had enlisted last time. If you remember, based on declaration, based on accessibility, how you are going to access, whether you'll access directly without creating object or whether you have to access it with the help of object. Next, based on some returning value, whether method will return the value or not. Then based on the input, some methods will require input, some will not require input. Those things we are going to cover. Next, the last was based on body. All right. Now, based on declaration already discussed. Under the based on declaration, we had got two types: predefined method, and we got one more thing over here: user defined method. Predefined method and user defined method. Then based on the accessibility, whether I want to allow the user to access without the creation of object, or I want the user to access the method with the help of object. Based on that, two categories I got: static method and instance method. Nothing but your non-static method, you can say. Then based on returning value, some methods will return value, some methods will not return value. So here, method with void as return type. You'll take the void keyword as the return type, method will not return any value. Then method with any data type, any data type as a return type. Next, based on the input, some operations you'll find that they require input at any cost, just like login page we designed in the last webinar. I guess the login page was designed maybe for some kind of social media platform where user ID and password is required for the login operation. So here we are having parameterized method and we are having non-parameterized method. Then based on the body, sometimes developer will decide that what the logic has to be executed. Developer will decide what logic has to be executed by the user. So developer will define the logic in the body. Sometimes developer will say that we are going to provide some kind of signature to all of you. If you have to use the method, you use it. But the logic will be provided by you. Means mainly by the subclass developer. That time different type of method. So that time abstract method will come. Okay. So here we are having basically two types of methods. One is concrete method where the developer has already provided the body in which he has provided the logic, which will be reused by every other user in this world. But sometimes developer is not providing the logic. Developer is providing only a standardized method signature. Standardized method signature means same method will be reused by every subclass developer, but with different implementation. There we go for abstract method. So these are the different types of methods we got based on different categories. All right. So predefined, user defined. Sir, are the predefined methods static in nature? Yes, predefined methods are static in nature. Are the predefined method instance method? Yes, predefined method can be instance method. Are there predefined method with void as return type? Yes, predefined methods are there with void as return type. Are the predefined methods having any data type as return type? Yes, predefined methods have the method with any data type as return type. Are predefined method parameterized method? Yes, predefined methods can be parameterized as well as non-parameterized. Are the predefined method designed as a concrete method or abstract method? Yes, they can be declared in both the way. They are available. There are a lot of predefined methods which are concrete, lot of predefined methods which are abstract in nature. Same thing follows for the user-defined method. A user-defined method can be static method as well as instance method. User-defined method will have a void as return type, whether some user-defined method will have a data type as return type. Similarly, the same user-defined method can be parameterized as well as non-parameterized. Same way, user-defined method can be a concrete method as well as abstract method. Okay, this is the reason some people can say two types of methods: predefined methods, user-defined method. But I am saying here categorized into different type based on different factors. Okay, so this is a correct answer. No need to worry. Give this approach, interviewer will be very, very much happy. I've already tested it with a lot of students in my life. Okay, so the review that I got from the interviewers after their interview, the review was really very well when the students approached to the question with this format. Okay, so you guys, you can have this approach if you are getting the question, what are the different types of methods? Because in this question, you'll get more time and more points to discuss. And these interviewers are willing every candidate to have proper explanation of each and every question. That is the reason I am saying. I'm not saying other formats are wrong. Two types of methods, 10 types of methods, five types of methods. Those are wrong. I'm not saying at all. I'm saying those are also correct, but this is the better one I can say. You can try it once because I have already tested it with the current interviews. Okay. My students, when they went for interview, they had given this approach and the interview had given the interviewer had given positive feedback for this approach. All right, whenever you guys will go for the interview. All right, now these are all things we did, sir. Sir, but the main target of this webinar, which we are having right now, in this webinar is a secret to clean and reusable code with the Java method in real-time applications, sir. And as you know, my webinars will be completely beginner friendly, and I'll be providing hands-on real-time application-based examples. I don't go with any kind of college level examples or any dabba examples like example, sample, test, demo. Those things I really don't support. Okay, I don't want you to continue with those examples. Little bit you have to show your maturity as a developer. You are learning, so please start using the real time examples. Any application of the world you can bring, we can design, sir, not an issue. If the application is already built in this world, if one fellow can build it, can't we also build it? We can also build it, sir, no issues at all. I'm not saying that in this level you'll be having all the UI front end, back end, everything you'll be having at once. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can prepare it, you can simulate that application with the concepts which we are having right now. With these concepts only, here up to the method chapter, you must have a basic knowledge of what is variable, why variable, what are the different types of variables, how do we access those variables, where they can be accessed, all those basic things you take. Then some kind of if else if, then switch case, for loop, while loop, do while loop, just basic knowledge if you have. With that also you can continue. Okay. All right. Now here you can also, if you get any doubt, you can put it in the chat, because whenever I'm taking webinar or I'm taking any kind of session, let it be offline, online, whatever it is, I always prefer taking the questions from the students. You are a learner here, you came here. If you get doubt, you can ask, but make sure that you are not going out of the syllabus or out of the box right now, out of the discussion right now. If anything is within this topic, within the topic of method, and your question is like based on this topic, then obviously I'll explain the topic in detail. But something will be like, sir, there are some exceptions and all, how to handle and all, you'll ask me. Then I cannot discuss that one, because I don't want the other people to get confused who don't know about exception and all. They should not get confused. So that's why you are all, if you are already done with some topic and you will start asking me in this webinar, sir, what is collection, why do we use collection, how do we implement the stream API with the collection, those things separate webinar I'll conduct. I cannot clear that one right now. Okay, I will be clearing it in the next webinar whenever I'll conduct that particular topic. Okay, now in this webinar, we'll write clean and reusable code, and we will also understand the method structure and the return types. And above to that, we'll also have complete knowledge on the method parameters, when to take method parameters, when not to take method parameters. Then we'll also see one nice topic, that is method overloading with real time scenario. Okay, as I have already tested this method overloading, I have found out in my life that every student gives me an answer. Most commonly found answer is, sir, method overloading real time example is take a calculator, find the sum, or let's say add a method, add with int a int b, add with int a int b int c, add with double a double B. You are developer or you are student, you are coming here to clear your semester, or you are joining this webinar to get some knowledge, real time knowledge. When you want the real time knowledge, I will not be following those type of colleagues examples anymore. Okay, and I will try my best to make you understand that how do we apply the best practices for the efficiency of the code. All right, so let us start this webinar with the new examples. All right. So now, predefined methods and all, we have already seen in the last webinar that there are some methods already present in the technology. Okay, we don't have to declare them, we just have to invoke them. That will be enough for us. So those things will not be discussing again. We will continue with static method, instance method, method with word as return type, method with any data type as return type. So I will try to give you some basic points you need to remember, sir, so that the further code will be understandable to you. So before we continue, first of all, let us try to understand what are these predefined methods and user defined methods. Sir, predefined methods are the methods which are already present in the Java. User defined methods are the methods which are created by the user. Then what's the difference, sir? Sir, something is already present, you are reusing, sir. User defined method, you have to create, then it will be reused. Okay. The predefined method may not fulfill your requirement. So that is why you are going for user defined method, sir. So basic question. What is the difference between predefined method and user defined method? Some points you need to remember. Point number one was the first point. Predefined methods are already present, or let's say already created and available in the Java technology. Whether, or let's say whereas the user defined methods are created by developers, nothing but us. By us, we will create. Okay. User defined methods are created by the developers. Next, point number two. Predefined methods have logic to solve complex problems in a defined way. But if I go for user defined method, then I can say user defined methods will have the logic designed by us in our way, through which we can fulfill our requirement, through which we can fulfill our requirement. Maybe predefined methods are not able to fulfill the requirement. That's why user defined method came into picture. Got it? Next, if a predefined method is already parameterized, next, wait, not only parameterized, we cannot, we cannot change the implementation of a predefined method if it is, if it is declared as final or static, because you cannot edit it, sir. Predefined are already there, you cannot make any changes to them. If they are by chance final or static, you cannot change the implementation. How do we change the implementation? You will see in future where a topic named as method overriding will come, sir. Whereas user defined methods can be planned in such a way that we can re-implement them as per the requirement. You have a user defined method, you designed it, later you said that no, 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 I'll change it for a particular class as per particular subclass. Okay. You want to change the implementation later, you can do it. You don't have to change the original code. You can say as per the subclass without making any changes in the original code. Sir, is it like predefined methods cannot be re-implemented? You can re-implement predefined methods, sir. No worries. But it should not be declared as a final or static. We'll see how do we re-implement them. Okay. So these basic 3 points you can take. All right. Next, sir. Give an example of user defined method. Or let's say, give an example of a real time scenario where we use user defined methods as per the requirement of application. Okay. So now, in this real time scenario, let's say we'll take one real time application. Right. Now, this is the page that we are getting by opening a web, by putting a web link. Okay. We got a page. This page is nothing but a registration page, or let's say registration form. This page contains a registration form. Okay. In this registration form, we have got different placeholders. There will be the first name, there will be the last name, there will be the age, then some kind of address, contact number, blood group, emergency contact number. So these are the placeholders I'm going to provide in this registration form. Okay. First name, a separate placeholder. Last name, separate placeholder. Age, separate placeholder. Address, separate placeholder. Contact number has also got a placeholder. Blood group, another placeholder. Emergency contact number, another placeholder. And one more we are having. I forgot that one. That is gender. This gender requires separate placeholder. All right. For this separate placeholder. Okay. Now, this registration form that I am designing here will have one button over here, which will be termed as register. So This will be like a person will come, he will fill this form, first name, last name, age, address, contact number, blood group, emergency contact number, gender. Person will fill up all this input. After that, person will click the register. When the person will click the register, all this input that I have given, all this input should go and get stored in the database. Sir, right now we are beginners, sir. We don't know database and all. Don't worry. You don't know database. We'll do one thing. Instead of taking it to the database directly, I'll put them all together as one single unit. I'll put them all together into one single unit, and that a single unit will be your one object in Java. You'll put them in one object in Java. This is how you need to visualize. This is the solution for not having database as of now. In future, when you guys will go for advanced Java, where you'll study JDBC and all, that time you will see that how this first name, last name, age, address, contact number, blood group, emergency contact number, gender, how these all data are going to an object. From that object, how is it getting passed to the database? Those things we'll study in the future. In JDBC, you'll study. Okay. You will have the concept of servlet also in between there. Got it? There you'll study something called as user beans. Java bean you will study. DAO you will study. Those things leave as of now. Right now, our target is not that one. Our target is up to the current level of understanding. We are going to design this registration form in Java using methods. Now, this all registration form, whatever I am about to design, whatever components are here, let's say these all things I'll put it in one object, and then these all things are belonging to actually one student, let's say. These all things are belonging to a student. All right. There can be different students, sir. Remember this word. There can be different student in this world. As there are different students in the world, first name, last name, age, address, contact number, blood group, emergency contact number, gender, these all things are going to be different or not? Every student cannot have the same name. Every student cannot have the same age. Every student cannot have the same address. Every student cannot have same contact number, same blood group, same emergency contact number, same gender. Not possible. Different student will have different data, different name, different age, different address, different contact number, different blood group, different emergency contact number, and different gender. As the students are having different name, age, address, all these attributes, I need to design these attributes, nothing but variables. I need to design these variables as static or non-static. That is the question. Tell me, what's the answer for it? Every student is going to have different name, address, contact number, blood group, all these things. Then these all variables, nothing but these attributes, are going to be static or non-static. You need to understand that first. You all know what is static variable, what is instance variable, but you need to have this approach, that why this is static variable, why this instance variable. That one only I'm trying to make you understand. Every student is having different name, different age, and everything. So please comment, guys. What's your answer? What kind of variable I should take here? Static or non-static? Everyone respond. Let it be wrong, right? Whatever it is, we'll see. If it is correct, correct. Not correct, Jai Mata Di. Leave it. No problem. All right. Very good. Whenever whenever object in Java will have different data, whenever object in Java will have different data, in that case, the data should be stored in a instance variable only. Because as I have said it in many sessions, if you are seeing that multiple students are there in a classroom, for all the student, the course is same. So in that case, the course has to be declared as a static. But for all the student, age is not same, sir. Name is not same, sir. Address is not same. Mobile number is not same. Whenever these students are having different data, each and every student is going to have different data. Always choose instance variable. The instance variable is also termed as a non-static variable by some people. Okay, no issues. Now, how will I design it? Let's see. Let's continue. We got a plan that I will be designing all these variables as instance variable, because every day every student is going to have different data here. So this variables plan I got, I'll take instance variable. Now, once I click, see, first of all, I'll store them, sir. First of all, I'll store all this data, sir. All this data I need to store, sir. Where will I store, sir? I need to store them in the, or let's say I need to initialize them in the object, na? I need to put them in the object over here, sir. I need to initialize these variables for a particular student object, because there can be multiple students. So for different students, you will have to initialize them. Okay. Now, people here who have already completed the concept of setters and getter method, believe me, today, if you have not attended setter and getter from me, today you will see what is the actual use of setter and getter. I know many people have already attended setter and getter, but if you have not attended from me, recently, if you have not attended from me, then you don't know the actual use of setter and getter. Today, I'll reveal that one. Okay. Now, requirement will continue like this, sir. You will have to fill up this form and then you'll have to click on register. Each student is having different name and all that has to be initialized, and then we have to register. After registering, I need one statement. Suppose registration is successful. Suppose the registration is successful. I need one message over here. What message I need? I need, as of now, I need registration successful. Registration successful. For whom, sir? Registration successful for a particular student name you provide. Okay. Registration successful for a name. What name? Whatever name you will provide over there, that name will come over here. Registration successful here. First name that you will provide, that name will only be applicable here. All right. Now, here, what I'll have to do, sir, I will be designing a class which will be named as a student with these variables. Then I will be designing another class which will be, let's say, any kind of management system. It can be the library management system. It can be the student management system. It can be any kind of event management system. Let us take event management system, in which the college is going to conduct one event here, any kind of fest or anything the college is going to provide here. Based on that event, you have to first register yourself, then you can enter to the event. So in the event, let's say this is a college event you are having, let's say Techno Fest, something like this. This is the event name. Okay. In this event, you will be getting this registration form. This registration form you'll be getting. When you open this Technofest, you will be getting this registration form. You have to fill it up. If you fill it, then only you are registered. Later, more requirements I can add. I can validate the requirement, like whether a particular student is already registered or not. All those things will come later, sir, not now. A little bit later. You are not matured yet with the current topic. Okay. In future, little bit maturity will come with the topics. That time I can add those validations, that if a student is already existing in the database, no need to re-register, sir. Means you have already registered once, you are not allowed to re-register, sir. It will validate that a particular student is already there or not. Okay. So those things we'll see later, quite later, not now. So this is the Technofest where the student is going to fill up the form and will click on register. Sir, how will I use the concept of method here, sir? You see, I am going to use the concept of not only method but also variable, sir. You see what I will do. This is first name, last name. One second. Over here. First name, last name, then age, and then address, contact number, blood group, emergency contact number, and the gender. These all things you design with the help of variables. Design them with the help of variables. Next, over here, by putting these variables, what you will do, you will perform an operation of registering the particular student who have got this data. So your operation is a register operation. So you have to register. So this register is your operation. This register is your operation. Hence, design it with the support of method. Next, after that, once the registration is done successfully, once you enter all these values, when you click on register, one message should come, sir, that registration is successful for a particular student. So here, this response that we are getting, this response will also be generated with the support of method, sir. Okay. Even if, let's say, for example, when we are going to design something like a Flipkart, one second, there is something called as Flipkart. In this Flipkart also, if I go for this login, some random number I am providing, if I click on request OTP, one response came to me that enter valid email ID or mobile number. This response generation here, this red line, this response generation that you are getting, this can also be designed with the concept of method. Okay. How is it happening? I'll show you now. Look at here. This is my Technofest where students will put all this data and they will register. So let us design this. In this, I require three different classes. Huh? Sir, how did you get to know that three different classes required here, sir? How did you get to know three different classes required, sir? See here. Technofest. In Technofest, in this Technofest, you are going to perform one operation. In the Technofest, you are going to perform one operation. That operation is a register operation, sir. In the Technofest, you are going to perform an operation. That operation is register operation. I hope you understood my term here. In the Technofest, you are going to perform an operation, register operation. Okay. So there will be a class named as Technofest. Okay. One class over here, Technofest. Another, what else? Another class, sir. Another class is in the Technofest, there is a registration form. In the Technofest, there is a registration form designed over here. This registration form will take the input for student object. Repeating again, this Technofest has got a registration form. This registration form will take all the input for a student. Here, one student. What is the student? One student object. Each and every student is considered as one object. So object, if I am saying, means obviously a class student also required. Next, one more class. Which class, sir? Array, Technofest will contain some logic. Student will contain some logic. The logic, whatever present in Technofest or student, those logic has to be utilized, has to be executed under a main class. That's how projects are designed, sir. You take any Java project you take. If I take a Java project like this is my Java project. This is a Java project. Any Java project you take, in the Java project, there can be multiple number, multiple. I'm not saying single, multiple number of something called as packages. Multiple number of something called as packages. Multiple. I'm making only single block. You can think multiple package. In each package, there will be some classes, some interfaces, and some enum. Each package will consist of some classes, some interfaces, and something called as enum. Just hold a second. And there is something called as enum. Each package can contain multiple number of classes, multiple number of interfaces, multiple number of enum. That's how a Java project looks like. And now again, multiple classes can belong to different packages. One package class utilized in another class can happen, sir. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss that one, that how one package class is getting used in another package. Tomorrow one discussion is coming. Tomorrow's class, little bit uh, a fun class for you, because you may not have thought that something you are looking every day, but would have never thought that how it came. Tomorrow I'll show you. Okay, one topic is coming tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll discuss that how that one package class coming to another class, and how is it helpful for us. Okay, next, each class that I'm having, let's say this block is a class. Each class that we are having over here, each class consists of multiple variables. It's not like only one variable. You can have multiple number of variables, sir. Okay. And each class can have multiple number of methods. Further, some other things are there. Constructors, block, inner class, and all those things. Right now, our target is variables and methods only. When we'll go for constructor, inner classes, those topics, I'll add it more. Variables, methods, block, constructor, inner class, all these things will come over here. Okay. Now, Each class consists of variables and methods. Now, what will happen, sir? Sir, in a package, is there only one class? No, sir. There are multiple classes. So, one class will have the variables and methods. Other class will have the logic to access those variables and methods. Okay. That format I'll design here, sir. Let's say this is one class already taken. So let me just say like this, that this is one class. Then I'm going to have one more class over here. This class is going to be considered as a main class, which is also termed as execution logic class, ELC. In this main class, what we will do, whatever you got here in the another class, you can utilize them over here. You will design a class where you will write the logic, right? You'll design a class where you will be writing the logic. In another class, you'll be utilizing that logic. That's how the project should be created. Sir, why this drama, sir? In single class also it's possible. Are in single class also possible. But how will you show the implementation meaning? How will you like debug the problems? If there is a single class that consists of 500 lines of code, single class 500 lines of code, error will occur. How will you debug it, sir? It is going to become a little bit tough task for us. So in that case, what we are doing, we are breaking the programs into different fragments here. Different classes will be there, in which we will have different logic. So any problem arises, you'll be getting the class name over there in the error message. So you go directly to that class, which will contain few logic, debug that logic. Easy. That is the reason BLC ELC concept came, sir. BLC business logic class, where you will design your variables and methods. ELC execution logic class, where you will execute those logic which you have designed. Okay. So this is the same plan I'm going to continue over this project. Okay. To design this Technofest, I'm going to design the three different classes. One is Technofest, then student, then one more, a user will come, sir. Okay. In Technofest and student will have the logic, which we are going to execute in user. Clear, everyone? Did you understand the plan? Okay. Now look at it. Are we going to use encapsulation? Just wait and watch. You'll get to know whether I'm going to use encapsulation or not. All right, now let's see. Three different classes I'm going to design. So let's say the first class, Technofest, then student, then user. Three different classes. Let me save them first. Project. I'm taking a technofest.java. Student.java. I'm storing them in the same location. Okay. I'm storing all them into a same file. so that it is going to be accessible. You can consider I'm storing them in a single package. File mean package. Oh, sorry, folder, not file. All right. Now, in the Technofest, what is required? One operation is required. What operation, sir? Operation means method required. What method, sir? Come on, everyone tell me what will be the method name? Yeah, respond, guys. What is the method name? The operation is register here. So what will be the method name? Obviously, the method name is going to be register. Whom I will register, sir? Think of it. Think of it. Whom I'll register? I will register a student. I will be registering a student. So how will I design this method, sir? Here comes. Listen very carefully. I will be designing a method public static void register. Okay. This is how we design a normal method, public static void, then the method name, then parenthesis, then curly braces. This is how a basic method is designed. Now, when I want to register, whom will I register, sir? Any input required or not required? Think of it. To register, any input required or not required? Think and tell. I want to register. So input required or not required means in the database, the registration process will happen. When registration process will happen in the database, let us say this side is my database. This is the database. This is the database. Okay. Looks similar to something. Hmm. All right. This is the database. This database will store different student detail or not in tabular format. Different entries will be there in the database for a different students. Okay, different entries will be there for different students. Each entry will be stored in different cell here. Okay, so let us consider this is one database. Into this database. Now, I don't have database concept right now as per my level. So what I will do, I'll go for an object. Each student will have this data. So the input will be into the database. The input will be student. Sir, student you are writing here, sir? Yes, sir. A parameter can have a object type. Reference data type can be used in parameter also. And in the last webinar, I said, whenever input required, the method must be designed as a parameterized method. Whenever input required, the method must be designed as a parameterized method. Remember this concept. What is parameterized method? You all know. Parameterized method means method with parameter. Why parameterized method, sir? Parameterized method is required whenever operation requires input. I want to register. Registration, if I have to do, means input is required. What input? Student input, sir. Student object will come here. Student object is coming means it's coming with first name, last name, age, gender, emergency contact number, address, everything it is bringing, sir. I'm bringing all at once by the support of object. Okay, got it? So in Technofest, I will do the registration with input of student. All right. Then what is this student S, sir? Student S here. S is a reference variable which will point to an object. Now, student class will go, sir. In the student class, what are the things required? Let us see. In the student class, first name, last name, address, all these things required. So here, string first name, string last name, age, address, int age. As of now, I'm taking string address. In future, I'll take address. Okay. As of now, go with string. I'll show you the problem of string address later. Next, contact number. Contact number, obviously, long type, long contact number. Then the blood group is there. Let us take string type for the blood group because it can be A positive, B positive, like that. So, single letter is there means carry should go, sir. Have some patience, man. Have some patience. Okay, I'll take private. Why I'll take private? You tell me once. What's the reason of taking private? Have some patience. I'll explain. I'll explain everything. I'll explain. Have some patience. Now, contact number is there. Blood group is there. Then emergency contact number. Emergency contact number. Emergency contact number. Then at last, I'm having a gender. I can take it as a full way. String gender. Full word I'll write. That's why I'm not going to write F, M, O, something like that. I'll not write. I'll write the full word, female, male, other, like that. Okay. Now, these are the different data for a different student. All right. Now, let us come to the user section. So, public static void main string array of arguments. In the user section, user has to create a student first of all, because without a student you cannot load anything, sir. So first of all, what I said is student s1 equals to new student. That means uh, what happened over here. Let's see. Data heading. What is data heading, sir? And why do we use data heading? We are discussing. I'm not judging, sir. Don't worry. I'm just discussing. Okay. I'm in online. You are not able to see me. That's why you may feel that sir is checking me. No, sir. I'm just discussing. I'm in a funny mood. Okay. I'm smiling right now. Don't take it in a different way. I'm just discussing. In a discussion mode we are. Okay. Just discussing. What is data hiding? If you know, okay. If you don't know, then also okay. Hiding the data from the outside world. Okay. Here, prevent the misuse. Ah, very good. Data hiding is a concept of restricting the data from the outside world so that there will be no misuses of the data. Misuses of the data means user may enter any abba jabba dabba value. You have to validate it, then only you should allow for further process. That is data hiding. That's why encapsulation came. So have some patience, guys. I will be discussing everything with the real-time project. Okay. So please let me continue with my flow. Let's not go back again to the old traditional style. Where it has to be done means it has to be done. Why it is done, no one knows. Everyone focusing on variable has to be this, variable has to be that. Why has to be like this? No one is discussing. No one is targeting on that. Why, sir? That's how you'll become developer. You'll become student again. You joined as a student, you'll remain student. You cannot become developer. See, my concept is very much simple and straight. If you have to be a soldier, then you need to be trained the way a soldier should get the training. This is what I have been saying from the last 12 years to each and every batch that I take. If you want to become a soldier, you really want to fight in a real time war, you need to have a training in that same way only. You cannot play with the dolls, you cannot play with the toy guns, toy machines, and all. You have to get it trained in that way. So that's why my examples will also be like that. My examples, whatever I take directly from the real time. That's why I don't believe in taking any kind of variable name XYZ, any class name class, sample, test, demo, any method name M1, M2, M3. I don't take all these things, sir, because I want you to feel the concept. You feel the concept, you can easily understand it. But patience is required, sir. You can check about my reviews, sir. When you check about my reviews, most of the time you'll be finding that you need to have patience if you have to learn. Every student will be saying it. Have some patience, you'll get everything. And you will get only real-time examples, sir. Check my review in Naresh IT maps, you go once and check the review. What kind of examples I take and how I explain. Okay. Initially, you'll be like, I know this, I know that, I know this. You'll do like that. A lot of things are there which we all know. As a CS person or a person who has already done core job, we all know it, sir. But there are a lot of things in a project point of view which we are not learning. We are missing it. So I'm just trying to cover up that one. Okay. I'm not saying you guys are wrong or right, anything like that. I'm saying that just a little bit extra we need to understand based on the real time scenarios, real time applications. Okay. So please come back, everyone. Let's continue with this. Let's not have a further unnecessary kach here. Okay. Now, sir, here I am designing student. Student has got some name, vagara, all these things. Then I declared a student object. When I declared a student object, always remember this is a mantra for you. I'm telling. Many students have asked it in the webinars and in my classes also. Sir, I don't know how to write logic. I understand. Like I can write, like you ask me to take a variable, I can take a variable. You ask me to access a variable, I can access variable. But I don't understand that in which case what variable should be taken. How will I start writing, sir? I don't understand. I may get the requirement, but don't know how to implement in the code, sir. I get confused, sir. For all the confusion, one single solution in the world. Diagram. Execution process diagram. For all the problem in this world in Java, when you are not able to code anything, I will suggest you to go for execution process diagram. Okay. Whenever you are having a execution process diagram, remember this thing, sir, that if a JVM is going to execute anything, how it will execute. Basic way I'll discuss because I have got some more students from my recent batch attending right now. They will get confused. So I'll not be using unnecessary JVM architecture terminologies all of a sudden. I also know JVM architecture. You also know JVM architecture. Very good. But base way you go, sir, that becomes easier for you to grab the concept in a easier way to understand the real-time scenarios. Okay. I'm not going to discuss JVM architecture here. I'm going to discuss the execution process to understand the scenario. Got it? Now, as per my execution process, this memory is taken from the JVM, and that memory is now going to be divided into two categories. One is the stack area and the another is the this side, let's say two different areas. Here I have got two different areas. Okay. One side you'll be storing all the static member. Another side you need to store all the object. One side you store the static member, and let us consider you would have heard something called a static pool area, or maybe method area you would have heard. Let us consider static pool area. I call it as a static pool area. In this static pool area, all the static members I will load. Then this side I'm having a heap memory where I will load all the objects. Remember this thing. And this side stack area, na, here stacks will be created which will be executed. For every method call, you'll be creating one stack. Okay, that stack will execute, get destroyed. Memory in the variable also destroyed if it is inside the method. Those concepts will come. All right, now first thing is that I am creating one object. Let's say student s1 equals to new student I created. Now, too much of internals I'll not be discussing. Just discuss directly right now that I am writing because time is not there. I'm not discussing all those things, right? In within 2 hours seminar, how will I cover up everything with a method chapter? Not possible. So that's why I'm not going for JVM architecture. Okay. Now, JVM architecture, you'll be getting it later, sir. Just the execution process, you understand. Student S1 equals to new student. Sir, whenever I write student S1 equals to new student, what happens in the background? In the background, there will be one object created in the heap memory. Remember it? In the background, one object will be created in the heap memory. Why this object created? This object is created just only for one part of code, that is new student. Just because of this piece of code, this diagram created, object created. Okay. Now, when this object is created, your task is to bring all the non-static variable or the instance variable available in the student. Check the student. These all are instance variable. Bring it and load it over here. So how will I do, sir? It's just similar to this diagram or not? This one only. One second. What is happening here is getting stuck. Just a moment. Let me bring this object. The image size has become too much big. My laptop is not able to handle it. Okay. All right. This is what happened in the background, sir. One object got generated. In this object, first name, last name, age, address, contact number, blood group, emergency contact number, gender, everything loaded, and each placeholder is going to have some default value because developer has not assigned anything yet, sir. Okay, no values has been assigned to these variables yet. They are not initialized yet. As they are not initialized, they will have default values. So here comes first one null, last name null. Why? Because they are string. Default values depends on the data type. Age 0, address null, then your contact number 0, then your blood group, here it is null because I took blood group as a string, contact number 0, then gender null. This is what happening in the background, right? Screen is not visible. Just 1 second, let me check. Screen is visible, sir. Okay. Some YouTube people are saying why we are not using IntelliJ right now, because this is for the beginners, sir. That's why I'm not going for the IntelliJ. All right. Just a second. Yeah. Is it visible now? Okay. Some people are there. It happens. In every webinar, it happens. Some kachara fellows are there. They'll come, they'll put unnecessary chats or the comments, and they will leave to disturb the others. What I will do to these fellows? I didn't even start also. They started saying not understandable, not understandable. Arey, let me start, Ray. I started at 9:15. You are commenting at 9:10. Eh? What you didn't understand, Ray? Seriously, Dabba fellows are there in this world. Session is not started. Session will start in few minutes. There also they are commenting not understandable. Abba, 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 abba. Arey, haters, arey. Do your job, Rabba. Let the others study. Waste fellows. All right, come back. We got here a student. Super duper talented fellows are there actually. By looking at the screen where the session will start in few minutes, they are saying concept not understandable. What I will do to those fellows? And last time in the lead code also some Dabba fellows came like that. When I conducted the lead code last time, there also same people, same kachara fellows. Okay, now other good people. Chalo, 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 come back to the track. Here you see we got the object. In the object, default value is loaded. I don't want this default value, sir. I want the value to be assigned by the user. User will be allowed to assign the value. How user will be allowed? Multiple ways are there, like s1 dot, let's say first name is equals to something like this. you have to assign James Gosling, you can provide, or you can say S1 dot last name. You need to assign here something else, which not James Gosling first name. It should be only James. Then over here, last name, you can provide James last name, that is Gosling. Similarly, you say S1 dot other details are, one second, age, address, all these things. So S1 dot age, will provide some age, let's say 20, and so on. You'll write. Think of it. For one object, you did like this. One more object requirements. How many variables are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 variables are there. For one object, you are assigning it with the support of 8 lines of code. Two objects, 16 lines. In real world, 1 crore objects will be there. Shall write 8 crore lines. Tension arises here, na? To overcome that problem, in future one topic will come, sir. Ray, in collection also, Ray, you need to pass the value, sir. That is not the solution. Collection is not the solution to reduce the line of code. There you will study the next webinar I'll conduct in next upcoming week. If my slots are free, I'll be conducting one more webinar for you guys, where you will see that this code that we are writing are getting worse. Okay. For each student, 8 lines of code extra I am writing. That is getting a worse practice. If 1 crore students are there, means 8 crore extra line of code. 8 crore plus 1 crore. Total 9 crore lines of code will come just only to create a student and load the data. 9 crore line of code means, think of it. How much danger your code will look like. When will you complete writing the code? When will you debug? When will you test? When will you deploy? The life will be over. So that time, new webinar will come. You'll understand. The new webinar next time. Solution you'll be getting in the new webinar, so don't worry. Now, let us say these things I'm not going to set. In this way, I'm not going to do. As of now, suppose student object created. Some girl came. Let's say this student is a girl. This girl has done the registration also. In Technofest, she did the registration. Register for S1. Girl registered. Suppose she gave her data here. Here, suppose data entered with using some logic. Data entered. Some logic we wrote here. Let's say that 8 line of code only I wrote. And then I registered. After registration is successful, don't you think so? Tomorrow someone will come and say, "Arey, just now that girl registered, na? Let me get that name. S1 dot first name. Let me get that. Let me see what is the contact number. Dabba fellows are there. They will do this work. Yes or no? So how will I secure that data? Every student data I need to secure, sir. So in that case, declare them as private. Declare them as private. Got it. So YouTube people, you should respond. If you're not understanding anything, I'll be explaining. Don't worry. Okay. Now, when I declare something as private, I cannot access it outside this class. If someone will try to access, he will be getting error. Okay. So no one can access anymore. That means if no one is able to access, that means no one can be able to set the data, no one can update the data, no one can get the data. Problem happened here. To overcome that problem only, to overcome that problem only, developer community have designed something called as setter methods and something called as getter methods. Setter methods they have designed to set the values. Getter methods they have designed to return the values. Okay. I hope CS people have already studied this one in encapsulation chapter, setter getter. But listen from my words today. Your way of learning will change. You'll start thinking again, Arey, we never thought like this. You'll do like that. Listen very carefully. Okay. This is very much important. Suppose I am having all the setter methods. Public, void, set, first name. Setter method means I'll use these methods to set the values. Now, set a first name. Input required? Yes, required. I need to give the name. Let's say input is first name. Then inside this method, what shall I write, sir? I should write logic to assign the value to the first name variable, instance variable. This first name belongs to the student object. So this keyword, this means current object. Whoever object will call this method, let us say S1 will call the method. Here S1 will call the method S1 dot first name. S1 is calling the method. So here this keyword means for S1, first name is equals to whatever I got in the parameter first name. This parameter is over here. Whatever I'll get from this parameter is going to hold some value. That value is going to come over here and that will be assigned to the current object. Current object right now S1. So for S1 dot of first name is equals to whatever I got here. Suppose I will pass James. Suppose I will pass James. So what will happen? First name value is James. So James will be loaded to S1 object. So background, this S1 object is there na. Let us say this S1 object is there. S1 object is there here. This one row, this one. This S1 object is there na. This S1 object, in this S1 object, I will be assigning the first name. Initially, first name was null. Now it will become James. This is the story. Okay. But listen, one more thing is there. When you created this object, every object is associated with some kind of reference. Let us say 1010A. This is the reference of the object. This reference is getting stored in a variable over here. Student S1 means one variable created, sir. In this stack, one variable is created. Tomorrow, the discussion will start with this execution process diagram only, okay? So one variable has been created just because of student S1 equals to new student. One variable created. This variable is named as S1. In this variable S1, new student is there, na? New student is there means this complete object did not come, sir. What came then? This reference 1010A is there, na? 1010A that is loaded. Due to which we can say now that this S1 is nothing but pointing to this object. So if I say S1, that means I am talking about this particular object. Got it, everyone? Now, so for the current object S1, I'll be setting the name. How will I set the name? I am designing one public method because in the same class, private can be accessed. Okay, accessed. And then you see, this method is public in nature. When I will access this method, this logic can also be accessed. Huh? That means I am binding this variable. I'm binding this variable with the method in one single unit or not. That's where we say encapsulation, wrapping or binding of data members and methods together as a single unit. Now, let's go with the set last name. We'll set the last name, string last name. In this, you are going to assign the last name. This dot last name is equals to last name. Similarly, public void set age. You are going to set the age. So the parameter will be int age. Here you must say this dot age equals to age. That means the current object, whoever is the current object calling the setAge method, for that current object, what is the age? Age will be for the current object, age will be what I got in parameter. So parameter value assigned to current object age. Similarly, public void set address. Set address requires an input of address. Here, this dot address equals to address. Similarly, one more method I'm taking, set contact number. Contact number requires an input long contact number. So here, this dot contact number is equals to contact number. So for current object, what is the contact number? What I found in the parameter, that is the contact number. Similarly, public void blood group, set blood group. So what I will write here, blood group string blood group. Now this dot blood group is equals to blood group. Next, public void set emergency contact number. Emergency contact number requires an input of emergency contact number parameter. So here you can say for current object, emergency contact number is equals to what we got in the parameter emergency contact number. When I'm writing, I'm speaking. Listen to the words very carefully. Next method, to set the data for gender. Set gender. As I am going to set the gender, input required. So the input will be a string gender. Whatever input I got, I need to assign to current object. So current object gender is equals to what I found in the parameter gender. This video will be available in the YouTube also. Once this session is over, you'll find it in the YouTube. In Naresh IT Technologies YouTube channel, you'll be getting it. Okay, rewatch the video, sir. You'll understand this statements, whatever I'm saying here. When I wrote the code, I talked something. Listen to the talk properly. It will help you to understand the logic that why I am writing this logic. Is there any reason of writing this logic? You'll get it, sir. Okay, the statement is very much important. Simply writing logic is not important. You need to understand the meaning behind that. Okay, now you have got the methods to set the values. User want to display, sir, as it was private, no one can display, sir. No one can display, sir. Directly, no one can display. Then what should be done? You need to have the getter methods. Now, public getter method, how will I design, sir? Getter method will be a returning value. Public string get first name with the input required or not required. This is the question. When I want to get the first name, do I need to give any input here? Parameter means input. Do I need to give input? No, sir. Just I have to call the method for a particular object. Let's say for S1, what is the first name? So S1 dot get first name. So it will return first name. Sir, you did not use this keyword here. Array, no worries. I'm not writing here this keyword. The system is providing this keyword as it is a non-static variable. Then why you provided here this keyword? Array, parameter variable name and instance variable name both were same, na? So to represent the instance variable name also, you are taking this keyword. Not only for saying current object, you are representing the instance variable with the help of this keyword. This keyword has got two benefits. First benefit, current object reference it will represent. Second benefit, it is used to differentiate the instance variable with the parameter variable or the local variable. When local variable and instance variable, when local variable and instance variable will have the same name, let's say gender local. Here instance variable gender, same name, na? So in that case, instance variable accessed with this keyword, local variable accessed directly. So this keyword has got two benefits. One, it holds current object reference. Second, it makes a difference between the instance variable and the local variable whenever they share the same name. All right. Similarly, like the first name, you can have the last name also. Public string get last name. Here you must return last name and so on. You will design this getter for tomorrow, not today. Getter will continue tomorrow. Now, my target for today, as I said, many people know that there is a setter method, getter method, all this thing. Correct, na? What is the actual benefit of setter method? What is the actual benefit of getter method? People who have already got the encapsulation, now you see what's the benefit of it. Whenever you have already registered into the platform, you may get a situation where you would have entered some wrong information or not. Wrong information can be all or can be any particular input. Any particular input. It can happen or not. Think of it and tell me. Everyone respond. You two people also respond. Whenever you will register into the platform, whenever you register into a platform, whenever you fill the form, you registered successfully. Okay. After that, you realize, Array, my mobile number is not correct. My emergency contact number is not correct. Address is not correct. Something is not correct. Chances are there or not? Tell me, sir. Everyone respond. Respond. Only 50% are responding. Everyone must respond. Whenever we register into the platform, there is a situation that we registered. Successfully we registered. Your college example only you take, right? In the college, you did the registration. After that, you realize that you have to update your number. You go to the bank. In the bank, your mobile number is linked with your account. Later, you want to change the mobile number. You want to change address. You're not going to change everything. You are going to change a particular data. When you want to change a particular data, to do this, okay, wait here. When we want to allow the user to change a particular field or a particular data, change a particular data or update a particular field, then we get the support of, then or let's say we take the support of, setter methods designed for each field or each attribute. This is the benefit of setter method, sir. Believe me, no one would have discussed it. No one would have thought it if they have not attended my sessions in the last week. Last week also, I think I declared these things. Setter methods are there to set the values. But remember, sir, what is the real-time use, sir? Real-time use is one case I'm showing you. You set the values, okay, no doubt at all. But one extra thing is there hidden, sir. What is that extra thing? Extra thing is that if you registered into the platform successfully, after registration is done, you realize that you need to make some changes into one particular data. To make change into particular data, will you start filling up the form again from the beginning? No. You have to make a change only to a particular field. So in that case, go for the setter method. Call one particular setter method. Set mobile number or set contact number. Set the value again. Yeah, I'll be coming to you. I'll be coming to you. Have some patience. I'll be setting the mobile number. I want to set the address. Okay, set the address. Particular data you can set, sir, with the help of setter method. That is the real-time benefit. It's not only setting the data, it's also plus. Setter method is used to set the value to the private variable plus extra point. Setter methods are helpful to update particular field if user has given wrong information or user wants to update the field. That is the benefit, real-time benefit of setter in projects. Okay. Yeah, Ganesh. Any doubt is there? You are raising hand continuously. So you guys got this? Something new today? Setter we knew setter is there. Okay, but extra point you got to know or not? In real time, how do we use setter? Come on, respond. Did you think of it like this earlier? You think came or not? This is how we use the real-time scenarios, sir. Okay. No, 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 no. It is not for multiple student entry, sir. Setter method has got two benefits. First, set the value to the private variables. Okay. Second, real benefit, real developer benefit is developer is designing this setter method so that user can make change to a particular data if he wants. Okay. Keep this point in the mind, sir. Don't forget it. Okay. All right. So as of now, for today, the time is up for the webinar. We will be continuing this project tomorrow. We'll see more uncovered things. You may have already studied in Java, but I can challenge it. People would not have got this thought earlier. So these all things which you have already known, maybe your friends have already known, maybe some seniors would have already known. Ask them to join, sir. There are a lot of things that they don't know in real time. I'm going to cover the real time for everyone. So for today, any doubt is there, you ask, or else we are going to wind up the session for today. And it's not out of arrogance, I'm saying. I'm smiling right now, sir. Okay, this is no arrogance, no overconfidence. This webinar I'm designing for everyone to understand the real time scenario because I believe that in my days I was not getting these scenarios. Okay, my days when I studied Java, that time I didn't have the access to YouTube and all, and I didn't had any person whom I could ask why it is used. Whenever I wanted to ask to any of the, even to the senior faculties of my days, when I was in college days, that time I asked, why do we use this code? They used to say, write it as it is. It should be done like that only. Told you na. I always had a feeling that, sir, tell me the real time scenario. At least one example you give where we will use this in the real time application. No one is telling. I wanted to know about it. I started working on the same way you guys are learning. I also learned it, but I started learning by my own from the book, reference books and all, college books. I covered based on the college style. I covered everything. But when I entered it to the industry, there I realized that, oh, these are the reasons we are designing the methods like this, variables like this. When I started working on projects, I got the idea. Acha, this is the reason in core Java we did these all things. Some extraordinary people are there. They are saying, sir, go for Spring and go for record. Ah, wow, wow, wow. Go directly, go for. Why don't you directly go to James Gosling? Expert fellow. Another level of person you are, Babu. Array, when you don't know this constructor, methods, variables, how will you go with these setters, getters? How will you go for record, sir? This is what I say. Some people, extraordinary talents is there. They're not ready to listen anything from the basic. Some patients, sir, one day will go for the record also. Why you're taking tension? First, you should understand. Just because you have understood the basic thing, I can bet you didn't know about the setter. Why do we use the setter? Because last time when I asked you, you only gave a response. Used to assign value. You're not aware of it. You only accepted that you are not aware of it, that it is used for this purpose. And now you're saying use record. Another prani you are about. That's why I say don't distract the beginners, Arba. Don't distract them. Let them study in their way. Let them study in a basic way. Okay. First basic, then advanced. We'll go for record, sir. Definitely I'll go for record. But not now. When chapter will come, when webinar will come, that time I'll explain webinar. Okay. Don't worry. Pakka I'll teach webinar. I'll teach record. One day Pakka I'll teach. Just like one time, one student told me when I was taking webinar, he told me, sir, use Stream API in the lead course side. In the 9th day or the 10th day, someone said, sir, use Stream API. I said, I'll be conducting Stream API. I conducted. Same way. Time will come, I'll do that, sir. As of now, let's not distract others, okay? Any other doubt is there, you ask, sir. Suggestion and all, don't put to the public view. You can pass it directly to me privately. Records and all, you want to give this extra session, you put it in a private section. The others will get confusion unnecessarily. Okay. Yeah, we can access. We can, Ashish, we can. All right. Thank you so much, guys. This was for today. See you tomorrow, same time, 9 o'clock. Thank you so much. Bye bye, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the class. So tomorrow, come with this preparation. Tomorrow, we'll complete this project. Okay. And tomorrow, one new topic will come. With this only, we'll have a new, little bit new topic, but not the complete. I'll have a different webinar for that. Okay. Just I'll introduce. Today, I had to know one problem is there. We'll get the solution. That one, the solution word I'll tell you, but I'll not be explaining in detail. For that solution, separate webinar will happen. All right. So this webinar will continue for the next 2 days, tomorrow and day after tomorrow. If by chance day after tomorrow also, if I am not satisfied with sharing all the content, I'll conduct it on Monday as well. Okay. It's not like that you are satisfied or not with the content. If I feel that I am not satisfied, I have not given all the content that I wanted to give, then I'll be conducting extra also. All right. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. And please don't forget to share the content with your friends. Let them also know the real time thing that why do we use these concepts and all. All right.